Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a big one. My top 50 perfumes in all of my collection. This was very difficult. There are a lot of perfumes that you have seen me talk about that I love that did not make this video. And the reason is, if I have to narrow down my collection to 50, I can't have 20 sandalwoods. I can't have 20 patchouli fragrances or 20 freshies. I need a nice little smattering of all different types of perfumes. Basically, it meant that I had to pick one perfume per house, but I couldn't do it. So some fragrance houses weren't even represented, and some fragrance houses have 2 or 3 on the list. And since I have 50 to get through, I'm not going to go into great detail. I'm just going to briefly talk about each fragrance and move along. I know you guys want to see my top 50 vanillas. That is coming in the next week or two, I promise. And with that, let me just hit the list. I think I'm going to do this 5 at a time. So the first one I picked up, this is in no particular order, is Chanel Coromandel. Gosh, you guys, I'm like a broken record with this one. Beautiful amber, patchouli, incense, a little bit of sweetness from white chocolate. I love this, and I can't imagine it not being in my collection. Boy, the House of Initio, it was very, very difficult to narrow it down. I love so many, but I only have 3 on the list. One is one of my favorite vanillas, is Absolute Aphrodisiac. This is a very delicious, musky vanilla with a little bit of animalic notes without it going funky. And to me, this kind of smells like a hot brownie with melted ice cream on top. When people smell this on me, they say I smell like a cake pop or a chocolate chip cookie. It is just so good. It has excellent sillage, excellent lasting power. I think I only chose one from Mise en Serre, which was very difficult. I love so many in the line. I can't remember if I have another one, but this might be the only one. And if I had to pick one, it's gonna be Solar Blossom, one of my very, very favorite, if not my favorite, orange blossom fragrances. For whatever reason, this particular Mise en Serre is very hard to find. The other fragrances are a little bit more easy to track down, but this is a beautiful orange blossom vanilla with some other white flowers in the background. It is the perfect mix of florals and vanilla. It's not too gourmand, it's not too floral or soapy. It's absolutely stunning and definitely one of the best in my collection. Another Initio, one of my easiest reaches, Musk Therapy, when I don't really want to put a lot of thought into picking a fragrance, particularly if I'm going to be in a crowd. This is just such an easy reach. It's a fruity musk with some florals, a little bit of sandalwood, and this interesting note of hedione that is in a lot of Initio fragrances. It's one of my most complimented fragrances, and it's just such an easy reach and quite beautiful. And the last one from this little set is a new one from Raja, and this is Aoud Extraordinaire. This is a beautiful oud perfume that has some tropical fruits, some sweet notes. I think it's caramel, cotton candy, and it does have oud, but it never goes into that skanky territory, even though it is detectable and quite woody. One of my most luxurious perfumes in my collection. It's quite stunning. And even though it has a lot of tropical fruits, I would say this is year-round. Okay, the next 5. One, we have Santal Basmati. It has 2 of my favorite notes or accords, basmati rice and sandalwood. It's absolutely gorgeous. A little bit of fluffy iris. And just, it's very warm and comforting. It has cashmeran. This is such a classic, beautiful scent, and it's just, I just love it. The next one is Lamar by Kajal, my favorite in the line. One of the prettiest pineapple scents, but it has some lovely florals and spices to balance everything out, and a gorgeous woody dry down. It has a fantastic sillage, fantastic lasting power, and another one that's one of my most complimented scents. Which, by the way, isn't why I chose it. It's just one of those FYI kind of things. The next one, Gris Dior. This is a beautiful modern take on a chypre fragrance. It has a lot of oak moss. It has some beautiful sparkly citruses in the opening, some rose and patchouli. Oh my gosh, it's just stunning. This is a great everyday scent. It's an easy reach. Kind of a no-brainer. One that I've only showed, I think I've only shown this one time, Sublime Vanille. This is an absolutely beautiful fragrance. It's a fragrance that I love, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend because it's very expensive and it has terrible longevity. And in general, longevity isn't, you know, a breaking point for me, but this one, for as expensive as it is, it's just so incredibly quiet and short lasting, but it's a beautiful citrusy vanilla, one of the most beautiful citrusy vanillas in my collection. And because it is on the demure side, I can wear it to work. I can wear it kind of anywhere and not worry about offending somebody. This is the definition of quiet luxury and very chic. And the last one is one that I don't talk about a lot. It's a beautiful honey tobacco perfume with iris and sandalwood. This is Volutes. Now I'm holding the Eau de Toilette in my hand. I have the Eau de Toilette and I have the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Toilette is discontinued. I just grabbed it because I saw it, but it was my first tobacco love, I believe. Beautiful honey, beautiful iris, and some lovely woods in the background and some amber as well. Year-round scent, but boy, this is just stunning, stunning, timeless fragrance. The next one isn't going to be a shocker. A beautiful sandalwood, one of my favorite sandalwoods, Milky Musk. So the musk in here is very, very creamy, and the sandalwood in here is very, very wood chippy. So you need to like a lot of musk, a creamy, fluffy musk, and a wood chippy sandalwood. It's very, very realistic. It kind of smells like the woods to me. And my go-to hiking scent. Boy, I like so many in the sense of wood. And it was hard to narrow down. I love praline and maple, but I just grabbed sandalwood and oak. It's a beautiful, woody, incensey perfume with some aromatics. I think it has sage and it has a little bit of pepper, like pink pepper. And it has this lovely spa type vibe to it, very relaxing, almost like a Nordic spa, if you will. A spa somewhere very, very cold in the woods. Stunning fragrance. I had to grab, you're going to see a lot of fragrances that are what I would consider professional. Because I work every day, I need a lot of professional scents. So I grabbed Chanel Chance. This is the original. It is new in my collection, but I really, really like it. And it's something that I find very timeless. This is the Eau de Toilette. It's a little bit more fresher take. It doesn't have as much pepper. It doesn't have the concentrated florals. It's a little bit more musky, fresh, light, and citrusy. And I find this is a great everyday fragrance, and it's terrific for work. You know there's going to be incense, and I had to grab a very classy, just a classy incense fragrance. And this is Avignon by Comme des Garçons. This is the epitome of Catholic incense, Catholic liturgical incense. It's pretty straightforward. It's very, very classy. Not a bunch of bells and whistles. It doesn't last forever. It's on the softer side. This is a basic must-have if you enjoy incense. This is just kind of a staple in an incense collection, in my opinion. And the last one in this set is Benjoin Bohéme by Diptyque. Now this is the older kind of cracked glass bottle, and my atomizer stopped spraying, which kills me. I'm going to have to figure out a way of getting this sprayer off and decanting it into something else, because this fragrance is just way too beautiful not to use. And it's one of the prettiest balsamic, ambery, resinous perfumes in my collection. This is probably one of my, if not my favorite amber. Boy, it's up there. It is stunning. And if you are an amber lover, you must get your nose on this stunning beauty. They have the newer bottles look something like this, but the label is gold. And it's just a fantastic scent. All right, we're gonna go to a couple of Dries Van Noten. My two favorites in my current collection. One is Jardin de L'Orangerie, and this is one of my very, very favorite orange blossom scents. This is a sweet orange blossom, and it's milky and creamy, but I actually think it does have a note of milk. It's a lactonic note, but to me it smells like marshmallow cream. So if you took marshmallow cream or a marshmallowed milk and you added it to orange blossom, it has other florals in the background. I want to say, some jasmine, but it's just a stunning, sweet orange blossom scent that does not get too sweet. It's not like Love Don't Be Shy, which is very, very sweet. This one is a little bit more creamy, more fluffy, and it has a marshmallow vibe to me, even though marshmallow is not listed. Going to the last Initio on this list, and of course it had to be Atomic Rose, one of the prettiest, sexiest ambery roses I've ever smelled. This is stunning and has the prettiest dry down. It is a little peppery in the beginning. So it's a little much in the beginning. You get a lot of pink pepper in the beginning, but the dry down is literally the prettiest ambery rose scent. Again, I've said it before, one of my most complimented scents, and particularly men, for some reason, really seem to enjoy this one. Dries Van Noten, Rock the Myrrh. A very interesting take on the note of myrrh. So it has myrrh, it has amber, there are resins, there is pepper, evergreens, I want to say cypress in here. It has leather, and the leather is very animalic in the beginning. Almost smells like leather and hay combined. So for the first 5 minutes, I don't love this perfume, but as it dries down, it's stunning. It is so addictive, and it has this amazing sillage that I just keep wanting to smell. The only downside is I only want to wear this in the cold weather, because to me it's very much a cold weather scent with all those kind of heavy notes. And then we have one by Gris from the Schwa line. It's called Mon Ami. This is sandalwood, this is fig, this is coconut, this is amber, and it was one of my most special pickups when I went to Italy. So this has a lot of sentimental value, a beautiful sandalwood scent. It does have a little bit of that greedy musk, which can be a little bit too much for people. But after you get past the fig in the beginning and you get past that a little bit of a sharp musk in the beginning, it has a gorgeous sandalwood, one of the prettiest sandalwoods in my collection. And I think this is the only one I have from Micallef. Of course, it's going to be Eau Féminine, another beautiful orange blossom scent. Hey, I'm a huge orange blossom lover. I love orange blossom to wear in the spring and in the summer. It just is very much me. It's a happy note. It smells of sunshine, and it just makes me smile. This one is a lot of orange blossom, but it has some green overtones or undertones. It has neroli, and it has petitgrain. So petitgrain can be a little bit bitter. It doesn't quite get into the bitter zone, but it is green in the beginning, and it has a lovely sweetness in the dry down, whether that's vanilla or amber, but it's just so beautiful. And I just wore it all the time this summer. Okay, if you haven't noticed, all of these tend to be on the higher end. I do have one affordable designer scent that I absolutely love. It's definitely in my top 50. It is by the house of Givenchy, L'Interdit Eau de Parfum Intense. This is my favorite. I haven't tried all of the flankers in this line, but this is my favorite. It's very, very unique. It has a lot of pepper. It still has, it has all those white florals, kind of a bubblegummy tuberose and white florals that make the backbone. But this one has a lot of patchouli. It has a lot of pepper, and it has a lot of very interesting warm sesame. So it has a lovely sesame note. I love that note in perfumes. And it dries down sweet. It's like it becomes sweeter and more woodier in the dry down. Let's go with some Jo Malone. Oud Bergamot. This was my first oud scent, and I don't even think I knew what oud was when I first got the scent long, long ago. It was Picky Pat got it for me for Christmas. And this is I love this fragrance. It has some nice citruses without being a freshie. So it's not a freshie, and it has some lovely woods without being too heavy and masculine. And it just smells absolutely terrific, and the notes are combined so well. It's a very, very smooth scent. And the other Jo Malone I chose is a Freshie Masterpiece, Wood Sage and Sea Salt. A very, very easy reach for me. I love to wear this in crowds when I'm going to be around a lot of people and I want to smell fresh and clean, but I don't want to be overwhelming. This is one of my go-tos. Besides Musk Therapy, this one is even a little bit more crowd friendly because it's not quite as loud, and people only really smell me when they get really close or give me a hug, and then they're like, wow, you smell really good, nice and fresh. Going with one of my favorites for winter, Gris Charnel Extrait. I had both. I had the OG, and then I got the Extrait, and I had the two together for a while, but this one is my favorite. Still has a lot of the same notes. It's a fig, sandalwood, tea, cardamom scent, but and it's woody, but this one, that has a beautiful sandalwood, but this one gets sweet in the dry down. It has a lovely vanilla in the dry down, and that dry down is just so pretty. And so I just like this one. This one eked out the OG a little bit more. I felt like I didn't need both. And man, I love to wear that in the winter time. Let's grab another Chanel. 1957. This is such a beautiful, another very professional, classy, timeless, elegant. This would be quiet luxury in my opinion. It is not overwhelming. It's beautiful. It's mildly aldehydic. It's mildly fresh. It's mildly floral. It absolutely has that Chanel DNA, but it's not too much. This is so beautiful. It's almost ethereal, very angelic. Someone asked me to do an angelic video, a video about angelic scents, and this would be in it. This just smells very angelic and pillowy and soft and musky without any harsh edges. This is smooth, smooth, smooth. No harsh edges, and absolutely timeless Chanel, very professional. One of my favorite portraits, The World According to Arthur. I love this. So this is a vanilla incense, and it's very woody. It has some lovely woods in the background and a teensy bit of freshness in the top. I want to say it has grapefruit, very, very subtle, and some very mild aromatic notes, maybe lavender, maybe sage. So gorgeous, very soft wearing. I have some other vanilla incense fragrances that are quite overpowering. There is a softness to it, but it's quite intoxicating. One of those fragrances in my collection that's very addictive. In fact, I think I'll do that video after this. I love addictive scents. You know, those scents that you spray and you just keep, smelling your arm all day because it just is such an intoxicating, addictive scent. That would be one of them. I have some EBKs. Let me take that back. I love almost everyone in the EBK line, and I'm very, very excited. Their newest one is literally in the air on its way to me, but I needed to make this video, so who knows, that might have made my top 50, but it was so hard to narrow down because the only EBKs that I don't care for, actually it was just one. It was one that was had 3 different types of oud. It was a little bit too oudy. It was an Eastern oud that was just a little much. It wasn't up my alley, but all the other ones are so absolutely gorgeous, but I had to choose my top 2. My top 2 are, the OG, the first one I ever got, Ruby in Vanilla Intense. Man, this is such a beautiful, luxurious, velvety, smooth vanilla that has a little bit of florals, and it has, I want to say, tangerine or mandarin. It has soft woods in the base, a little bit of almond. I want to say there's guaiac wood. It's just so incredibly lovely. One of the best blended fragrances, one of the best patchoulis. This is Picky Pat's favorite scent in all my collection, my most complimented scent. It has the best sillage. It has the best dry down, I think, of any perfume, even though the beginning, the opening, if you sprayed the opening and you kind of sprayed a couple times on yourself, you might regret it because it's so strong and it comes out of the gates very, very strong. But as it dries down, it's absolutely spectacular. It's got some cotton notes, some linen notes. It has a little bit of lime. But the star of the show is patchouli, and this is a patchouli. If you're a patchouli lover, this is absolutely stunning, and it lasts forever. I might try to move along a little bit more quickly. 2 fragrances that will always be in my collection. I am Team Baccarat Rouge 540. Utter masterpieces. I love them both. Do you need both? No, but they are very different, particularly in their sillage and as they wear. And I love both of them, so those had to make it. I needed a masterpiece in my list, and this is my second bottle of L'air du Desert Marocain. And to be honest with you, I liked my first bottle much, much better. I'm not sure if the formulation changed. This one is a little bit different because the opening is it lasts a little bit longer, and the opening is not my favorite. This is one of the prettiest ambers of all time, and it takes a little bit longer to get to that beautiful amber base. You have to get through some of these spice rack spices in the beginning, which aren't my favorite. I want to say coriander. It might have a little bit of cumin, probably some lime. It's quite sharp in the beginning, but as it dries down, it's a beautiful, spicy, ambery sandalwood, and it is a masterpiece in my collection. I'm hoping it'll mellow out with time, even though I've had that bottle for close to a year. But I had my original bottle probably for 10 years, so it really developed. One of my first niche perfumes, definitely one of my first niche perfumes, Good Girl Gone Bad by Kilian. Man, this smells so good. It has a prominent osmanthus note, which smells like apricot. So it's white florals and it has a little bit of apricot-y nuance and a lovely, soft, very easy to take, woody, dry down, stunning, one of my most complimented scents. As you know, Baby Cat, well, you may not know. If you're new, you probably don't know that vanilla and incense, I'm a huge lover. So when Baby Cat came out, of course, I was a huge fan of it. And Baby Cat's sister is right here, Eau d'Audacity. They are very similar. They are both created by Dominique Ropion, and I think they're about 90% similar. It's interesting, when you wear them side by side, they change a lot in the dry down. They're very, very dynamic, particularly this one. But this one comes out of the gate a little bit more spicy. You know, a little bit, maybe it's a little bit more peppy, a little bit more zingy in the beginning, but it is a vanilla suede incense fragrance that, to me, along with Baby Cat, is a masterpiece. I love it. Beautiful scent here. Vanilla Planifolia by Chloe. The reason why I love this so much, it's a beautiful vanilla. It's a green vanilla that has a little bit of a banana, you know, vibe, almost like a green banana. I love this so much because it has sentimental value to me, and it's a spectacular green vanilla. Definitely one of my favorite. And one of my favorite freshies from Giorgio Armani, Vetiver d'Hiver. It's got typical citruses, spices, coriander, a little bit of vetiver in the base, not too much. It just is so spectacular smelling. This does not smell like a cleaning product. I love to smell this on Pat. I love to wear it myself. It is on the softer side. It doesn't last forever, but I love it. Okay, we're winding down to the end. I think probably last 15 or so. I'm going to go ahead and show Baby Cat. Again, Eau d'Audacity's sister. Vanilla, suede, incense, resins, pepper, spices. Oh, absolute dream of a scent. Very much me in a bottle. Can't stop wearing it in the wintertime. Oh, I love that perfume. The next one, Sharita, Mani Casanade. This one beat out so many loves of mine. A terrific fragrance by a lovely, lovely YouTuber. And I chose this because it smells so good. This smells like a beautiful ice cream shop with lots of toffee, some caramel. It's a little bit smoky. It smells really good. I love Sharita. I will always keep this bottle because she's such a star and she's such a sweetheart. And I really, really appreciate it. And Sharita, you did the impossible. You made a gourmand that Picky Pat loves. He loves Vanilla Eclat, and he actually loves Mani Casanade. So beautiful scent created by a beautiful person. Speaking of other beautiful creators here, other YouTubers, the next one is thanks to Anna Lauren. I think all of us purchased Beau by the House of Lys. This is a beautiful woody vanilla scent with a lot of incense, and I absolutely love it. So if you like woody vanillas, but you don't want the vanilla to be too foody, this is spectacular, and I love it. It has a very, very prominent hint. I get a lot of incense, particularly frankincense or olibanum, and the woods are very dry. Fantastic to wear in the wintertime. We have another Guerlain. Of course, I'm going to show Cuir Beluga, another suede perfume. Beautiful suede vanilla, very powdery, a little bit of aldehydes in the beginning, some tangerine, a stunning fragrance, another one that's kind of quiet luxury, some ambery undertones, and it's just a beautiful scent. Another one that Picky Pat really likes, and this is another one that I would put in that quiet luxury. It's not very strong. It has a tight scent bubble. It's just, you know, timeless and a beautiful powdery suede vanilla scent. We've got another sweet incense, Incense Suave. This is a sweet incense, and this is kind of like my snow day scent. It snowed a couple days in a row, and I think I wore this 2 days in a row. I know I wore it at least one day. It's so, so good, but it is very sweet. So it's incensey, it's very vanillic, a little bit ambery. It has a splash of coffee, but that's way in the background. So just very deep, very beautiful, very sweet, but only for cold weather. But it is one of my favorite incense fragrances. The next one is a masterpiece gourmand. It is Gourmand Coquine, otherwise known as Fève Gourmand. They are the same fragrance. It's the exact same recipe, if you will. It just has a different name now and a different bottle. But again, a chocolate Gourmand masterpiece, and I'm not really always into chocolate scents, but this is a boozy chocolate. This is like a naughty adult hot chocolate, you know, hot chocolate with a beautiful melted chocolate in the background, a little bit of rose in the background, and a splash of rum. This was my scent of the day for Christmas. This was my Christmas Day scent last year. I just love it. Okay, I am really getting down to the end. The last Van Cleef & Arpels. I think this is the only one that made the list. Is that right? Bois de Iris. This is a woody vanilla with a little bit of iris and some incense. Quiet luxury, absolutely professional, stunning, unisex. I love to wear this to work. It just makes me feel incredibly put together. And it's a woody vanilla that's non-gourmand. Something that kind of puts me in the same ballpark would be Christian Louboutin Louis Rouge, another one of my very favorite fragrances. It's a spicy, woody, irisy vanilla. I know that there are no woods listed in the note, the official note breakdown. I'm telling you, there are woods in here, and it's got to be cedar and probably some sandalwood, because I detect woods and they're absolutely beautiful. Splash of cardamom, a non-foodie vanilla, and some soft iris in the background. Stunning. I would call that a masterpiece too. It is quiet. It's quiet, but it lasts a long time on me. I had to pick a few Parfums de Marly, Delina exclusive. It was very hard to choose between this and Delina La Rosée, which I love, and that is my favorite one to wear in the summer. But this one just eked out La Rosée a little bit more because it has a little bit more personality. It's that Delina minus a rhubarb with a lot more vanilla. It has some incense and a teensy bit of oud, but it's non-skanky, and you don't smell the oud in the, in the sillage in the air, only if you were like to bury your nose where you sprayed. A monster perfume lasts 24 hours. I've sprayed it in my hair and could smell it 24 hours later. The other Parfums de Marly I chose, and this was tough because I love so many Parfums de Marly, but I chose Valaya. This is a stunning, very strong musk, and it's in that profile it's a Canton Biche creation, so many that I love. Fleur Narcotique, I love that fragrance. This is very, very similar. It's created by the same nose. I like that tart, citrusy, musky, floral profile, and this is that profile with the musk on steroids. This one lasts forever. It has a lot of ambroxan and some molecular notes in here, and it just lasts forever. Speaking of, another one I would call a masterpiece, my favorite, Xerjoff I talk about all the time, Ivory Route. Spicy, a little bit incensey. It's very woody. It has a beautiful sandalwood and a sneaky vanilla, not listed in the notes, but it's absolutely in here. And it's not super gourmand. Stunning perfume, one of my top in all of my collection, and I could wear it year round, but I love to wear it in the cold. Finally, my final one from Guerlain, Patchouli Paris. I'm a big patchouli fan. I used to think that this would be a patchouli only for patchouli lovers, but I've had patchouli haters, Katrina, I'm talking to you, out there who have told me they don't like patchouli. They really don't like patchouli scents. They love this. I don't know how they did it. It's a stunning patchouli fragrance. It has some vanilla in here, so it's sweet. It has some green notes and some floral notes. Iris, it's very buttery. Oh my gosh. It is absolutely one of the best patchouli scents in all of my collection, and I have a big collection. Beautiful. I'm not going to call it a masterpiece yet because I haven't had it for long, but I'm telling you, they executed this patchouli so incredibly well. Getting down to the end, close to the end, I think I have 3 more. My favorite from the House of Beau. Everybody loves Casablanca. Everybody loves Bonbon. This one completely blew me away. Espiritu is so beautiful. Again, it could be my signature scent. Definitely top 10. I would pick this top 10 in my collection. I could smell this all day. It has oak moss, florals, the flowers in here, I want to say rose and a little bit of iris. It has a carrot note. It has leather, but I don't smell leather per se. And it has a beautiful, sweet, non-bitter sage. I don't know how they did it. Spectacular, definite hidden gem. And again, if I had to choose 10 right now out of all my collection, this one's making the top 10. And they are very, very expensive. They are very, very expensive. They're a high-end niche house. But what I do love is I bought every single one of their travel sizes on their website. So they carry all the travel sizes. And now places like Twisted Lily and the website on the House of Beau carry the smaller sizes, so they're much more affordable and easy on the pocketbook. I'm down to 2. The last one is my heaviest bottle in all of my collection. This is by Filippo Sorcinelli. I want to say it's called Hake Dyes. And this is a perfume about the resurrection. The nose of this fragrance, the creator of this entire line is actually he's the tailor to the Pope, and he created a beautiful incense fragrance called Loves, which Mr. Picky Pat loves. And this fragrance is supposed to represent the resurrection. This is the stone that rolled away when Jesus presented himself, and the inside is supposed to smell like beautiful anointed oils. So it's musky. It has a little bit of peach. And I want to say aloe vera. It kind of puts me in the same, it's in the same category, I would say, as Ylang Gold. And again, the reason why I have it is because I love the symbolism of this fragrance. And the last one, the very last one, is going to be Vanilla Eclat. The bottle is on its way. The last modification that was sent to me, and I'm just on my very last drops. And of course, it's going to make my top 50 because it represents a year of collaboration with the House of Navitus. And I'm so grateful that they were so very patient. When I kept saying, we're not there yet, we're not there yet, we're not there yet, close, close, close. We went through several modifications, but in the end, I think it's a beautiful, I think Christian Provenzano really kind of nailed what I was looking for. It's a vanilla scent that has a basmati rice accord. It has a little bit of coconut milk. It has some caramel. It has some lovely grounding woods, some spices, some cinnamon. And I think it's a very, very unique take on a vanilla with a little bit of edginess, but not too out of the box. And oh my goodness, there it was, my top 50 in all my collection. Again, there are multiple perfumes that I absolutely love that didn't make the list because I didn't want too much overlap and I didn't want to have a lot of the same profiles in one. Were there any surprises? Did I shock you with my choices? Were any missing that you thought for sure would be in this list? And again, I'm gonna do my top 50 vanillas maybe in the next week or two. That'll definitely be before Christmas. If there's any other content you want to hear before the end of the year, let me know down below. This is a good time to do like top categories for 2024. Thanks again for sticking around. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my content and you got anything out of it, I would love a thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed, I would love it if you would join my community, join my YouTube community and subscribe. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.